Alright, so some games have been moved into the basement finally, but on the pole position I forgot to do something. So when you play a game and you get a high score, you hope that it saves. But of course, every time you turn the game off, it never ends up saving the highest score. As you can see, the highest score there is the top of 12,000. You play a game, you shut it off, and it always will reload. There was a battery on these things that was known to leak and destroy the board. So the hope is that I can put a new chip in that is battery backed up, and we'll put that in, and that will allow the game to save high scores. So we'll go ahead and shut the games off and do that. Okay, here is the Atari pole position CPU board, and this is the board that we're going to replace the RAM on so that this can save games. Once again, it's not necessarily a high score save kit because this game originally did save games, but it did have a battery that was located here, and this battery here was known to wreak havoc over these boards. They would leak, causing damage all over them. Unfortunately, this board did have some damage, and I believe it was one of the two Z80 sockets on this board. It was either this one in the back here or this one here that needed to be replaced due to corrosion. But anyway, the chip that we're going to replace that will allow us to do high score saves, I believe is the third chip back, 1, 2, 3, located at 7E, and this is going based off of a CLOV thread that was regarding pole position 2, actually, and allowing these games to do a high score save. So let's take a quick close-up at that chip. So that's the one right here. So that's the one that we're going to replace, and we are going to replace it with some NVRAM. And the NVRAM we're going to use is right here. This is Dallas DS1220AD-200 IND Plus, and this is an NV SRAM that will hopefully allow us to do the job. So we'll pop the old one out and go ahead and put this one in, and we'll be good to go. So again, here is that chip that we're going to put in. This is the new NVRAM that will replace the old RAM that was in there. This is a Dallas DS1220AD-200 IND Plus. I know there are other models that you can use. I'm not entirely positive as I'm relatively new to this hobby, but I believe based off of the CLOV thread, this is what will work and will replace that chip. So let's finish taking out this RAM chip here. I've already started to loosen it, so I don't have to worry too much about taking it out. And this is how it came out with the mark on this side, and that's how we're going to put the new one in. So here is the Dallas NVRAM that we're going to put in. So that should be going this way based on the mark here. And we'll go ahead and line that up. And we'll put that in nice and square. Just like that. And that's, from what I understand, all there is to it. So I'll go ahead and pop this board back in, we'll power it on, we'll play a game, set a high score, and I'll shut the game off, and fingers crossed it is still there. So let's keep our fingers crossed and go from there. Real quick, since I've got the game board out, I just want to show you what the dip switch settings are for the Twin Galaxies Tournament Settings. So they are as follows. Switch 1 on the top bank, switch 1 is off, 2 is off, 3 is off, 4 is off, 5 is off, 6 is on, 7 is on, and 8 is on. On the bottom bank, we have switch 1 is off, switch 2 is on, switch 3 is off, 4 is off, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all on. And I believe that is what the Twin Galaxies Tournament Settings are, and if that is not correct, somebody please correct me. Okay, so as you can see, the high score is still set at 12,000. We haven't played a game yet, so I'm going to go ahead, start a game, hopefully just need to break 12,000, and we'll set a high score, and we will turn it off and see if it saves.
Atari qualified.
just got a new Donkey Kong monitor in the mail, and it was shipped working, but I think there was something wrong that happened with it. Maybe perhaps in shipping, I don't really know, but I'll have to take a look at that. It's kind of a bummer. Things happen in shipping. Oh well. I'm hoping this works. I got these chips over from China. It took the long boat to get here, but I think they were less than $10 for the 2 of them. So all I need to do now is get a score over 12,000, and then if we crash, that's okay. There we go. We're into getting a top score. Let's see what we can do. I'm not very good at this game, but we'll see what happens. There we go. Gotta get some practice in too. The game's just gotten in the basement as of last weekend, so I've got about 5 games down in here now. Miss Pac-Man's down in here, NBA Jam, Virtua Cop, and I've got a Space Invaders cocktail table behind me, and pole position. So those are the 5 that are down in here. Alright, so there we go. We'll put that high score in. Alright, let's go that Tim guy. And there we go. So hopefully the high score is saved. Alright, and what I'll go ahead and do now is shut the game off, turn it back on, and see what happens. So let's go ahead and kill everything. So wait 30 seconds or so and I'll turn the games back on. So the games are coming back on, and look at that. I've got a top score of 20,330, which is pretty bad. So let's see if that high score table comes up, which it should any second now, perhaps. And we'll see what's going on from there. Anyway, well, we're waiting for that. There's NBA Jam, Virtua Cop, and Miss Pac-Man over there, not on, in the corner, and then there we go. It worked. How about that? So that's all that was. Quick RAM chip replacement, and we are good to go. Now I can set out to break that high score. Thanks a lot, guys, and we will keep you updated.